Here's what we know. We know that creators are broke, and we know that brands need content. We're building out this marketplace that's gonna help you connect with brands. And no, as a creator, you don't have to have a huge following. All you have to do is make great content. If this is something you're interested in, just join our community and be one of the early access to get on the platform. Click on the link in our description, text the word creator or podcast, and join the community today.
Go! Welcome to the podcast, Matt. Why don't you introduce yourself to the world? Let's go.
Yes, dude, Lucas, I appreciate you having me as a guest, man. What's happening, everyone? Super excited and blessed to be here. My name is Matt Choi. I am a content creator, business consultant in marketing, specifically in social media, as well as a personal trainer. I've been in the health and wellness industry for a very long time, specifically like professionally the past 3.5 years, but I'm a former college football student athlete. I played football at Monmouth University out in New Jersey. And that's kind of where, obviously for me being a student athlete, it's kind of been my whole kind of childhood in a sense. And that's kind of what I identified myself as for a long time. And I graduated with a business marketing and management degree at Monmouth University, which is a small Division I AA school out in New Jersey. And then first thing I did after school was get a job in sales and operations. And that kind of gave me a view of like, all right, this is what being in corporate America in a sales job and in management would be like. And there was not really anyone that I was looking up to within this organization. So I ended up making the decision to leave and starting my own brand, just to give you a little glimpse. And that's a little bit about myself though.
I absolutely love just the vibe, the attitude, everything, man. It just like you're exciting me. I want to go run 10 miles right now.
I love it,
Jeez.
dude.
So you ran, in your bio says I ran 100 miles, So
Yeah.
talk about that. Talk about that.
I mean, shoot, I haven't always been a runner. If you guys just heard what I just said, like I played college football. I played football for a long time in my life. And if you think about playing football versus endurance running, it's very different. It's not the same at all. In football, you're training for speed, explosiveness, and strength. You're training fast twitch muscle fibers. When you're into this endurance world, you're expending your body at a slow pace for an extended period of time. It would be ignorant to think that you can just sign up for a 100-mile race and just think you're gonna do it without preparing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, because a lot can happen over 100 miles. How I got into even signing up for that race was, there's a guy, his name is David Goggins, and I read his book, Can't Hurt Me. And Luke, if you're listening to this, Luke's is smiling and like, yeah, he's shaking his hands right now because I read his book over COVID, and it really opened up my perspective about myself as Matt Choi, as a human, and what I can do on this earth. And he talked about this thing called the 40% rule, where he basically claims that most people in the world, 90% of the people in the world, only live up to 40% of their human potential, right? So their potential. I'm not saying that they can go play in the NBA and be LeBron James, but their potential, whatever their maximum capability is, most people don't tap into anything further than that because they don't allow them to get into this uncomfortable environment where they're able to grow and learn new things about themselves. So Goggins was a big contributor. He was someone that kind of, all it was, guys, is like, I tell people all the time, like, look, you can read his book and get inspired and to do crazy stuff. Or you can read his book to get inspired, to just push your level of comfortability. And I think that's the biggest takeaway I got from the book itself. Of course, like I went out and I actually did the 100 miles because I wanted to prove myself that, damn, what am I leaving on the table? Because if I can go do that, what's stopping me from building my brand? From helping people develop their mental toughness or their mental fortitude or, creating impact in the world. Like truly life happens in between our own ears, and that voice is the only thing that matters. And if you can control that voice inside your own ears, life gets very fun because you live it on your terms, not on anyone else. And that might sound scary and it might sound like something that someone that listens to this might not want to do, but when you're able to actually live the life and create the lifestyle that you want to live, it is super empowering, and they want a piece of that, and they want a sliver of your energy or time, because that type of energy, it is contagious in that sense. But all the preparation and time and energy and sacrifice that you need to actually do to even run 20 miles, let alone 100. If you can't do 100, well, start with 2, start with 1, start with half a mile. Right? So like everyone has a different starting point. Like I didn't just get 0 to 100. Like I went from half a mile and then I started doing 2 miles. And then, before you know it, the body and the mind is very malleable. It can adapt to the stimulus, to what you give it. So the more stuff you throw at it, the quicker it will respond. And that's kind of how I got into it.
Man, it's your mindset, bro. It's crazy right now. I mean, you talk about the world we live in right now with everything that's going on. I just watch your page, all about just preparation, but your mindset there too. The couple things you've done, the 4x4, 48. Explain that to people. That is super hard. You've done it more than once, I think more than 3 times.
Yeah, I've
Explain
done
that.
it officially 3 times. David Goggins' challenge, and it's a mental toughness challenge. But the challenge is called 4x4x48 because you got to run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And he typically does it on March 5th. And I did it again this year. But unfortunately, and just like in life, guys, like sometimes things don't go as planned. And I actually jacked up my foot because I just ran a marathon on the 20th of February. So I still did the challenge, but I've replaced the running with body weight exercises, with a workout, with swimming, with biking, just to stay disciplined. I do this challenge every year because it's a great way to stay humble. In this world we live in, whether it's you start having success in business or your career or life is going well for you, it's easy to get comfortable. I'm a firm believer that like you have to be grounded in your values and your beliefs and in yourself in that sense. And that challenge, it humbles me every year because things like that, it puts it into perspective for me to just be like, damn, if you put your both feet on your ground in the morning, like you're already winning. There's people in the world that wish they can do that. So if that is the case, why not maximize every single day that you have on earth? And that's kind of why I like those challenges because there's nothing that's enjoyable about it. The enjoyable aspect, just like anything in life, is once you're finished. Once the work and the sacrifice and the accountability and the dedication is complete, you look at the end of it like, damn, I actually accomplished this. And I would just challenge anyone that's listening to this, like take one weekend and spend it for yourself. Seriously spend 48 hours with yourself and see how you respond. See how you talk to yourself afterwards or during it or, whatever it might be. And then you will actually see the result of it after the fact. And you're like, damn, what else could I do? And like that's for me is where this is all going, Lucas. Like I'm just a curious human being. By the end of my life, I want to squeeze out as much of this juice, of much of this life that I have. And that's kind of how I approach this world. And that's why I'm super patient and I'm willing to just put my head down and work because I'm not in a rush to be a millionaire by X number. I'm not trying to chase after, other fitness and influencers or whatever that might be. Like I'm just on this journey that Matt Choi is on. And I'm so locked into what I do. It's a good place to be for anyone that might be listening because when you get to that place in your life, like nothing can stop you because you know internally that you're not going to quit. It's like Rocky. Like if you're not going to quit, if you won't fold like a cheap chair, you have a shot. And some people just wish for just a chance. And that's what we all have.
Perspective, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. What you're doing, how you're thinking, and I hope that people that are listening to this just take it in because there's so much more you can get out of your life. There's so much more.
I just want to let people know, like, I did not come out of the womb with this mentality. Anyone can learn this shit. It's a decision that we all have to make as human beings. If you're going to live your life based on the opinions of other people and not your own, then you're already losing. You're in a weak spot because your opinion should matter the most because you are the only one that actually knows yourself inside and out. What's actually happening here. Because your parents might have a very good idea about who Lucas is, but they don't know everything. My mom does not know everything about how I think, how I move, how I do. You know what I'm saying? Like she knows a lot, but you're the only person that knows yourself. And to live your life based on what someone's gonna say about what your life decisions is just, to me, it's a losing behavior. And I'm saying this because anybody that's listening to this or anybody that watches this in the future, like you can make the decision and the change to think like this. But it doesn't happen just overnight.
So you've gone to TikTok. Tell me about the platform. How are you liking it? You're growing like crazy. Your messaging so impactful. What you're doing. Talk about your followers. So yeah, just talk about TikTok.
I think TikTok is an amazing platform. It's still one of the best places for any personal brand or small business to market themselves. Whether you are another young influencer trying to come up in the game, or if you're, Fortune 500 company trying to figure out how you communicate to the world. Life's about attention. And our attention are on the devices. And if you can market on those devices to the community, to the target audience, it is a highly effective way to use your quote unquote ad dollars. And if you are a small personal brand or a small business that doesn't have the money like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all these other brands that have a lot more cash to push out quote unquote content, TikTok and LinkedIn are the two places that you just got to dedicate your time to create content. TikTok is one of those places where you can be very raw and organic. You don't need a DSLR camera. You can shoot all of this stuff with the iPhone. Like, you can be super raw. And it's one of those things where people buy into people naturally. Like, I buy into people when it comes to brands and things of that sort. Like, I like Nike because of Phil Knight and his story of the come up. I like brands because if there's someone that's leading it, I relate with that person more than just a swoosh. So if you think about yourself, I think moving forward, and TikTok has been a proven example of this, is that personal brands are going to be highly valued moving forward because other brands will be wanting to look out for those quote unquote influencers or creators, whatever you want to call it, because if they have engaged audience and following, that is a conversion to numbers. And that's just what it is. If I'm in the health and wellness, running, strength and conditioning niche, brands that I already use and respect will be reaching out and saying, Matt, can you do a review or promotional video about this? And then you can get compensated for your quote unquote work and your ability to create content. So the question really becomes, why haven't you started to make content? You probably have known about TikTok. And is it because you're not comfortable in front of the camera? Then that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to make content visually. You can make content through a podcast, through a blog, engaging with other people's content and becoming someone who just adds positivity into the ecosystem. And if you're uncomfortable with it, how do you get better? You got to start. You got to hit the record button and just say something, and it's going to be shit. It's going to suck. Your first piece of content is not going to be good. And your 100th piece of content, it still might not be good, but it'll probably be better. And the goal is you just got to take reps. You got to fail, figure out, adjust, adapt, repeat. And if you kind of just go through that cycle, just like anything in life, like, you will naturally get better. That is how I feel about TikTok.
That's amazing. Talk about more about brand partnership, brands that have reached out to you through because of TikTok. What is that like? And the second question with that's like, you're focused on a certain niche, right?
Yep.
So our values or what we're trying to do is the same, should I work with them? Or if a brand does not reach up your value, should I continue to work? Talk about that. Brand partnerships.
Great question, Lucas. To answer your first question, guys, it is one of the dopest feelings when people will cold email and say, Matt, been loving your content. What are your thoughts on working or collabing on this type of deal or this type of brand or this type of product? If you're a smaller micro influencer, like, you'll probably get reached out and someone will say, hey, we'll send you free product for a review, for a video, right? But as you kind of pinpoint your niche and you start to create engaged content and it gets into a specified niche, you can start getting a lot of money for some of these brand deals. Products that I already use as Matt Choi as an endurance runner are now paying money to basically get promoted videos, right? And guys, it's one of the dopest feelings. And recently I did a shoot with Nike Running. To be able to represent that brand at this point in my life is like full circle, right? And I did not start making content so I can work with Nike. It's just that when those opportunities present themselves, it is almost surreal because you're like, damn, this is the top dog. This is it. I had a friend who loves Nike and he wanted to become part of their creative marketing team. And I told him, I said, dude, a good strategy would be make a ton of content on TikTok about your love of Nike. You have a bunch of Nike clothes already. Throw on different fits of you wearing Nikes, of Jordans, of all this stuff, right? Versus the old school mentality of like, I'm going to go to university and get my master's in marketing. And then I'm going to work up the ladder at Nike to then, be a part of their marketing department and go through that hooks and ladders, which, hey, that is one strategy to get there. But that costs money and time. And not saying that that's a wrong path because maybe someone can only see that way. But if you think about like, damn, how do I get creative with like, if I want to show a marketing team what I can do, what would be the best way? Like, if you actually just created the content that Nike could potentially use, what if they reached out to you and said, hey, so-and-so, I love that piece of content. Like, what are your thoughts on working with Nike? And like, that is a way, if someone's listening to this right now, like, don't always think so rigidly, like closed-minded, that there's only one way in, one way out. In life, the more curious and open-minded you are, it leads to opportunities. And sometimes you can't even see it because it hasn't been formed before. But you have to be a trailblazer and just say, I'm gonna bet on myself and I'm gonna find a way to get there. Because in life, it doesn't matter how you get to point A to point B. No one cares. They just wanna know how you got there. And you can do it a very conventional, traditional route, or you can do it in a way where the devices that we have in our pockets are so freaking valuable. Like you can do so much shit on these devices that people are not actually maximizing. So that would be what I would say when it comes to working with brands. I mean, it's super dope. I mean, that's like that story I just gave you guys is like that is something tangible. If you're listening to this right now and you love a brand, don't go the OG route. Start creating around the brands that you already like. That is a great way to start if you don't know what niche you're in, if you don't know what you like or anything in that sort. But that would be what I would say when it comes to actually brands. Obviously, if you could, finding companies that do match up with your morals and values is critical because like I'm not going to be out here, supporting brands and companies that are doing, whether it's racist stuff. There's a list of you probably don't want to associate your personal brand with. And the same thing goes when you work with these brands and companies. So I think the biggest tip I can give you guys is don't chase the money. Like just because a brand's going to give you X amount of dollars to say things, to support a certain cause or reason, like it's just not worth the money of hurting your own reputation. Reputation is all that matters in this world. How you make someone feel and then their response as they go talk about you leaving this and saying, Matt is a dope dude, is important to me. Everyone is gonna have their opinion because they only see a certain lens. They only see what they see on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So I think the biggest thing I can give you guys about just working with brands and when it comes to values and morals is don't lose yourself for the money. Your values and your morals should matter more than getting the compensation. Because if you stay true to yourself, I'm a firm believer that the money will come. And the brands that you actually want to work with will come. Now, it might take a little bit more patience. That is on you. Like that is just a part of the game that if you're young right now, stop wanting shit so fast. Like that's another nugget right there. Like just be patient. And the things over time, after you've invested the hours, and shout out to Nipsey Hussle, when preparation meets opportunity, like you will capitalize on that opportunity. But don't fall short for a little money.
I respect that a lot, man. I respect that a lot. So I think people struggle with, some people, I've struggled with this though too. It's like, dude, I have no clue what content to make. Where do I even start?
Yeah.
Have you felt like that? And in life, it just gets a lot, right? Like, I mean,
Of course.
posted 3 times yesterday. I have no more ideas. So what do I do next? Should I just say things or what?
I think when you're starting out with no followers, I think you just kind of find out what you like, right? Like find out what you enjoy to do. If there's something that you can make content around that, that is always a great strategy because it won't feel like work. And if it's something that you do on a day-to-day basis, then it becomes very easy to make content because you're just going to be filming throughout your day. I think that Gary Vee thing about documenting, not creating, is the best piece of advice I would give to someone here. Because if you feel like you're forcing your creative juices, of course you're going to get creator's block. Like you're just going to get that naturally because you're going to burn out. And all the ideas, they're not there anymore because you've executed on it. But when you just document the journey, your day, what you eat, how you're building the company, interactions, just document what's happening throughout your actual day, you can start to get creative ideas because one, you have videos that you can use and test. That would be the best thing I would say. Document, don't create. And if you can find something within a hobby that you like or something that you would do for free, start figuring out those things and kind of reverse engineer it. Because if you have an idea of what that is, then you can start utilizing that as a base of content. For me, a lot of that is just health and wellness is my base. Running got identified as a quote unquote niche, and now people think I'm just a running guy. I just turned into a runner. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you don't know what niche you're gonna fall into until you start testing. So having a general idea, find out what you wanna do and what you like if you had all the money in the world. Secondly, document, don't create. Just let that flow. And then I think from there, it's just you start testing things and you throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. It doesn't? Okay, so I'm not gonna show myself playing ping pong. So, okay, cool. So I think that you are more than just what your quote unquote niche is. Like we're all as humans are more than just a runner, more than just a football player, more than just a media company, more than just a brother. Like we're as limitless as we wanna be. Some people are gonna say, oh my God, like, dude, you're really good at this, so stay there. I mean, that's one choice, but you can show yourself in so many aspects that are more than just your quote unquote niche. If people only remember Matt Choi as a runner, then I don't think I've completed my mission of creating impact. You're more than just your niche. And that's why you start seeing all these influencers and other people, they show other sides of themselves because they could do so much other shit. So find your niche, that's awesome. But understand that you're more than just that as well.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I know I keep saying that, but I truly, just what I'm hearing, like I do believe everyone should hear this. Every creator that's out there, you should listen to this. Let's just say, I walk by you, all right? We're gonna make a scene right now, all right? So,
Let's go.
all right, you are running. I see your page. You're just killing it, dude. I follow you. I'm a big fan. I love what you're doing. I want to get to where you're at today. I want to get to that point that you're doing. And you said a lot of great things so far. But if you had 15 seconds with me, give it to me. What would you say?
I think flat out, I would just say start. Like, start small. Whatever it is, if you want to do 100 miles, cool. Start with half a mile for a week. Do that every single day. The next week, push it to 1 mile. It's just that simple. Like, people want the secrets to success. The secrets work and discipline. If you can control those two, and discipline, I think, is the biggest thing. But how do you actually stay disciplined? Mike Tyson said this thing. He's like, discipline is doing the shit you hate, but doing it like you love it. I hate running. Bro, I don't like running. I'll give you this story really quick. When I was in high school, my coach, I only ran high school so I could run the 100 meter, 200 meter to get faster for football. My coach put me into a test run of a 400 meter during a time trial at practice. And I lie to you not, Lucas, I quit after the 300 meters. I stopped running after 300 because internally I was so against the authority. I literally put my foot down and just said, I'm not gonna keep going because I don't want him to put me in this event. That is a very closed and weak mindset. That moment I lost before I even started that race. Most people lose before they even start because they don't even give themselves a fighting chance here. So it starts with some level of belief internally. And like I said earlier, like, life happens in between our ears. It's not this other BS of social media and mainstream media. And life happens first in between your own ears. So where I would start, I would say, take baby steps and start to open up your mindset about what you can do. Start there, and slowly but surely, just like setting a foundation of a house, you can't just build up a brick wall. You have to set it brick by brick and making sure that the foundation is strong. If the foundation is weak of any house, any apartment building, like, it is going to crumble very quickly. With a little bit of stress, a little bit of wind is going to push it down. So to create this calloused mindset, to create this gritty mindset, like, you got to put yourself through some hard shit, as well as doing it when you don't want to do it. Don't let the environment dictate your decisions.
Well, thank you so much for this, Matt. I thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. I appreciate your time. Keep killing it. Keep crushing it. Go change the world, man. You're gonna do that. You're on the way, and just can't say nothing more, nothing less. I appreciate you. Thank you so much again. So,
Dude, Lucas, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you having me as a guest. And dude, everyone listen to this, man. I hope that you got some nuggets. And, you might think I'm just some crazy dude that's just like, this man got all this energy. He's drinking coffee, clearly. But seriously, I hope that, even if it impacts one person, like, that's how I think about content. Like, honestly, like, if it makes one person smile and makes one person think about, damn, I should go put my shoes on, then that's a win. And I hope that that is the case here, Lucas. But I appreciate you having me as a guest.
all right. Thank you.
Dude, of course, bro.